Good evening and welcome back to Manchester United, to the Amorim save. And we are trying to replicate what he is doing here at Manchester United. And we are finding out that he is having, hey Robert, how are you doing? And we're finding out how difficult a job it is for him. And particularly at the back, where there's no pace and in midfield, we don't have the players who can play in the correct positions, and up front, it's a shambles. And I can imagine he must be tearing his hair out. I'm absolutely tearing my hair out. Results have not been great. They haven't been bad, I would say, but for a team of this stature, I would say these results are pretty poor. But you've got to factor in the players, the quality of the players that we have. They're just not there. And I have been thinking a couple of things in that rotation has to take a back seat. And if these players want to be important players, they have to play. And I can't really afford to rotate. Good evening, Andy. Good to see you. I just saw you loading up Football Manager yourself there. And hope you're having a good time. Ole, let's go. Who knows? We've got a tough schedule. We've got to play Watford first, away in the FA Cup. That's not going to be easy, and I do want to rotate some players. But I'm finding it very difficult to rotate players. But one of the things that we did notice was how Manchester United, and we were working on this, gets their wide centre-backs into these areas of the penalty area. And so we talked about it last time out, and we're going to do an experiment against Watford. We're going to push this wide centre-back up on attack. The only problem with the attack role, it's very similar to the support duty, is that the attacking wide centre-back will dribble more. I'm not quite sure that we have the players in order to do that. So it might be more prudent to put him on a support role, because he's going to do the same job in getting up the field to support as an attacking player would, except he's going to dribble less. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, because what we've done is put the Volante the other side. We've got one wing back on support, one on attack. I thought about leaving that wing back on support, but the idea is when he goes ahead of the anchor, that the anchor will slip in to the space that he's left, and that's something that I want to keep an eye on. We're going to experiment with it in the cup. We could do it that we can look at that. So if we go to wide centre back on attack, and then dribble less, dribble more is locked in. That's the problem with that. And I'm not quite sure I even want him taking more risks, because his passing and vision are good. So he does need to take more risks. I was right to put that in. So a support duty, if we look at the support duty, let's see what the game says. And I'm aware this is what, with a support duty, the wide centre-back is willing to make overlapping and underlapping runs to create 2 versus 1 situations. And that's what it says for support. And what it says for attack is that with an attack duty, the wide centre-back is willing to make regular overlapping and underlapping runs to create 2 versus 1 situations, and also has a higher tendency to dribble with the ball. So it seems better to put him on a support duty, because I just feel that he's going... I just feel like it's probably going to lose the ball a lot dribbling. Now, I don't know if that then fits with the wing back on attack. Hopefully he's going to get up into these areas and support the players here. We're just going to have to keep an eye on it. Good evening, Muted. Grumpy Git, good to see you. I hope you're not too grumpy tonight. Adam, good to see you. Hope you're okay. Dev, have I asked the board for anything now the transfer window's open? I think I did. I asked for more transfer budget. They said no, but let's go and try something else. Let's see what we can do. Next season's increase the transfer budget. Okay, let's try it again. We'll try to increase the transfer budget. I've got nothing in terms of finance. I've got 310,000 and I'm over the wage budget. If players leave, I guess I'm going to have to sell them. They're not good players, and we're going to have a problem even against Watford. I can't remember how Watford are going to play. They're going to play vertical tiki-taka, so we need a high line. But I don't think we are good enough to play that high up, so I think we'll play with a mid-block. I think that is how they have a tendency to play. We've got a little bit of a rotated team, not too much. Yeah, I will go positive, and he wants to play with a low block. But we'll stay with the mid block and see how that goes. Hey Dugba, good to see you. Hey Sally, nice to see you again. I have got a bit of a sore throat, I have to say. I'm losing my voice. I think partly because it's so cold here and partly because I'm talking too much in streaming. Probably a combination of both. So I'm going to go with this team. It's got a few players who are rotated. We should be good enough, I hope, to beat Watford. Nothing's written in stone. We're the away team, which is why I originally thought we'll go balanced, but I think we should be attacking them. I think, yes, if we carry our last performance, in which you saw us beating Fulham by 6-0. I don't know. Don't ask me how that happened, but it happened. And we'll take a look at one or two of these players. I don't really think we need to be worrying too much at the moment. I'm just going to type mark him just because he is a decent creative player. 4-4-2 I don't like, but we'll see how it goes, and let's go and play some football and see what happens in the FA Cup third round. It's always a chance of going out, but let's hope it's not today. If we go out, it's not a big deal. It means the season's shorter and it means that we can focus on other things. This team cannot be in all competitions. It's just not good enough. So I'm expecting some sort of upset. I think we had an upset in the Caribou Cup, didn't we, as well? No, we didn't. It was Ipswich who had an upset in the Caribou Cup. Tomorrow is Ipswich again, and that is another tough save. Another save where we've bitten off more than we can chew. But at the moment, it's fairly quiet. We've had the better of the game. But possession-wise, we haven't dominated the ball. I don't expect us to, even against championship teams. They are 100% down the middle. That's what I expect to see. And that's why we need a higher line. And so far, so good. I'd like to get a little bit more of the ball, though, than we're having. Streaming on TikTok. I have no idea how you would do that, Psycho Scripts. We do have a free kick and a highlight, which is kind of nice. I'd like somebody to do something. I'm just looking at where Maguire is, who's the more central of the three. So far, yeah, I haven't seen anything about the wide centre-back. There just simply hasn't been enough highlights. And I do want to see what's going on there. I'm going to switch it to comprehensive just so that I can take a look at what is happening here, because he should be going forward when we attack. Not all the time. He won't go all the time. Oh, and Zuxi, as usual, has put one past the post. But I want to just see if when he does go forward, does the anchor slip in and fill in for him? Or is it a little bit more fluid than that? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Set pieces. I do not like defending set pieces. And it does seem to me the opposition score a lot of set pieces against me. It doesn't matter what team that I'm actually managing. I do get a lot of set pieces goals against. I'm not quite sure why that should be. Watford have had most of the game, although we are creating more chances and probably better chances. But we have Xerxes up front, unfortunately. That's a little bit of a handicap. It's rather like, what's your handicap in this game, Xerxes? And so 3 shots, 0 on target is not great. I think I might have get stuck in. No, we don't. We're just giving away a lot of free kicks. And they're not great, obviously, down the flanks, but we've given away another set piece. This is not great, and I still can't see if this experiment with the wide centre back is working at all. And I'd like us to get a goal, if possible. If at all possible, FM. I mean, we got 6 last time out, but we do recall that we had a nightmare session trying to score goals before that, which made me wonder how come we got 6 goals against Fulham. I really don't know. Maybe they all just turned up. So I'd like to get a goal, but I'm not seeing... Oh, there he goes. It does... And unfortunately, the anchor went with him. So that will leave us very short. I've just got a little light there. I've changed the colour of the light from blue to red. So it's... because it's Manchester United, I hope the curtains aren't on fire. Just to distract you guys from the awful football that we're playing. So there he is, Martinez. Now he's not dribbling. So does he go forward? He is going forward, but Casemiro is not slipping in there. And there you can see he's going forward, but Casemiro's hanging about in here. So I don't think that in FM it's working. Unless it's, of course, that he's not used to playing that way yet and still wants to go forward. I think we'll have to see how that develops, but I don't like it at the moment. He's... Good evening, George. How are you doing, my friend? Oh, Andy, curtains are not on fire. I just checked. Probably, yeah, let's try. I think you're right. I've got him on the wrong role, haven't I? That's what's doing it. That's actually what's doing it. It should be a half-back. I've had a brain fart there, haven't I? So let's see it as a half-back now. And then hopefully it will work. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I've put it as an anchor. Because I generally have players there as an anchor. And I'm going insane. That's why. So let's try him as a half-back. See if he will now slip in when Martinez goes forward. And here he goes forward. Casemiro has held where he is. But he's still got this I want to go forward in him. And now Martinez has slipped back. So it's still not working 100% as I want it. It was better that time. And Martinez is here, is he? Yeah. So let's see if he goes forward now. Here is Casemiro. He's not as yet, unless the changes haven't taken place, he's not as yet slipping in and filling in for him. And I do believe that Amorim is playing that way. That he is encouraging one or both of the wide centre-backs, not both together, to go forward to those areas here at the edge of the penalty area. And so if we can emulate that, that will be a success. ZSM, how are you doing, my friend? Mercury, good to see you. Happy New Year. Have I not seen you since the New Year? But at the moment it's still 0-0. I could do with a goal. Casemiro's up there now. What a chance. Can't find a goal still. Even after scoring 6 last time out against Fulham, we're still struggling to score goals. Easy for the goalkeeper, that. I mean, we don't have decent corner takers. We don't have... Well, we have Fernandez as a penalty taker, but he's missed 1 out of 2. The fans expect to win. Don't let them down. I think sometimes you just got to step up and tell these boys, not good enough. And we'll keep watching that. We'll keep watching that Martinez roll. And here he is. So does Casemiro slip in at the back now? No, he's not doing it. But then we're still in that defensive shape. I want to see Martinez get further forward. The roles of support and attack are exactly the same. He's not getting forward very much, but then neither would I if I was in that team. I'd be very loath to actually go forward myself. Despite the fact that we're on this positive mentality, if I was the centre-back, I'd be sitting back as well, not trusting that the team in front of me can do the job. So I don't blame him for not getting too far forward. He might be more effective if we were on an attack duty. As a ball into the box, we're offside. We look terrible. Have you finished with Newcastle? Yes, you missed that, Mercury. Did you that episode? We won the Champions League. And what a night that was. What a night. I can't remember who we beat. Does anybody remember who we beat in the Champions League? What a night it was. Oh, boy. And we could lose this if we're not careful. Because we're not looking very good. I am going to go attacking. And I want... The reason for that is I want to see if it makes a difference in FM to that wide centre back. So I'll also put the Volante on attack because I do need more attack roles if I'm going attacking. But I definitely need to do something because this is not working. And I'm not going to be happy with a 0-0 away. Yes, it was Barcelona ZSM. It was 4-1. We went a goal down early. I remember it now. And we come back and beat them 4-1. It was something special, that was. And so, yep, once we had done that, the save was over, Mercury. What a night that was. It was so tense. It was just unbelievable. And that had brought the entire journeyman save. We had won 30 trophies in 10 seasons. That's something I've never done before. Not 30 trophies in 10 seasons. That was like amazing journeyman save. Possibly the best journeyman that I've ever done. Well, who knows, Mercury? Who knows? You never know. And the way the Premier League is playing this year, absolutely who knows? It could be anybody except for Manchester United. I was actually I've been following Nottingham Forest and watching their games and the highlights quite intensely of late. I'm wondering how they are doing so well. And I did think, what an idea for a video to try and emulate Nottingham Forest. I think I've got them worked out, how they're playing and why they're being successful. And they're very defensive. They're very tight defensively and break forward very quickly. And I thought that might be a good idea for a video or a short stream to try and emulate Forest in this season, because they are doing an amazing job. Absolutely amazing job. I hope they go on doing it. I like an underdog. That's why I've decided to do this Manchester United save. Because I like an underdog. We are being beaten here at the moment. And if I don't do something, we're going to lose. And I don't know, should I, now that I am attacking, let's try playing the game in their half. I'm not going to press. I want them to regroup. That's what Amorim wants them to do. So we're not going to do much different to what Amorim does. He's suffering because he's not changing. I have to suffer too. And I can't change. But he is pushing the wide centre-backs forward. And if I can emulate that, I'm looking at Martinez now, and we've scored. Fernandes has shown up. And finally, we've just got a goal. And, yeah, I'm still incomprehensive. Let's go back to extended. I'm not seeing Martinez going forward, and I'm not seeing Casemiro dropping in when he does. It's kind of interesting that that's not working out. It might be because they're unfamiliar. They're unfamiliar with the roles. We'll go back to positive now. And oh dear. Here we go. This is what it's been like in the save. Give the ball away. I can't go back to positive now. It's just like, give the ball away as soon as we score, and then give the opposition a goal. That's it. That's how we play here at Manchester United. Ugarte. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, why not just gift them the game? Xerxes terrible. I have to tell him to focus. That was absolutely shocking. I don't care if it does upset him. And it has upset him. Good. Think about it. He's nervous now. A player of that stature gets told to focus, and suddenly he's a bag of nerves. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, so time to get some of this rubbish off. Ugarte has been poor. So Man Utd did a good job in that role last time. And look at him up top. Xerxes is dreadful. I don't know. Like, this is one. You think doing big teams is easy. This is one of the most difficult things that I've decided to do. And then there's Ipswich, which I'm doing at the moment, who've got themselves into Europe after 2 seasons, and now I'm finding that is an impossible challenge. They're just not capable of doing it. And so I've got 2 like so depressing saves going on at the moment that it's really, really hard. Mekalos, good evening. Good evening, Nightcrawler, sir. And good evening to Simon. Raphael, good evening. We're struggling here against Watford, would you believe, of the Championship. I expect you would believe it because it's Manchester United. I don't know what's wrong with them. I guess they don't want to win football matches. It's poor, very, very poor. And after last time out when we got 6, I just don't get it. But I think the game is telling me your team is awful. But we've got another one. But I'm not jumping up and down here because this is Watford. And the players might think it's brilliant, but I don't. I had a very good season. I'd used Watford for the... I think it was how to defend. No, it wasn't. It was how to create an unstoppable tactic. I used Watford for that one. I had a very, very enjoyable season with Watford. We just got to keep battling. Everything in both saves is just a big battle. Every game is a battle. There's no easy games. Is he going to make it 3? No. I'm not quite sure. Marcellus, I think that everything went well. I do have a problem with my knee, but it was a very quick 5-minute consultation. I wanted some anti-inflammatories. He didn't give them to me, just said keep wearing the compression sleeve. I don't know how it went. He said it's arthritis. I don't think it is. I know my knee. I have a history of injuries in that knee. I think when I come back from my holiday, I will go for an X-ray, and I think that will tell me what it is. But I'm not going with his diagnosis yet. I don't want to take these players off yet. They are playing really well. So I'm not going to actually take them off yet. I'm going to wait 10 minutes. Although I've got to be wary that some of these players are needed for the League Cup, the Caribou Cup semi-final. I think probably now would be a good time. 77 minutes. So Fernandez is needed. Mason Mount can come on. Dallo will be needed. I don't have a right defender, so I'm going to play Lindelof there. I don't think he can play there very well. Luke Shaw will play in the... And then Rashford can come on for Ericsson. Casemiro I don't intend to play in the League Cup. So Rashford, I'll switch Rashford and Mount over. And that will be my... resting my players for 10 minutes. They ended up Liverpool's unbeaten run with a 3-0. Who ended Liverpool's unbeaten run? Who was it? Hi, Krishna Rock, how are you doing? Just beaten Watford with Plymouth. I'm just beating Watford. Just. I'm not seeing evidence of... Where is Martinez? Is he forward at the moment? That's Mount. No, he's gone back. So I'm not sure if that is working in FM or not. But it might be that he's just not capable of playing the role. He has no idea what he's doing. It's a specialist role. And I can't just sling anybody in there and expect them to play it perfectly. I think we're just about going to do this. I am going to mark Ince. Type mark Ince. Because he has been a little bit of a nuisance. Just to make sure in the last few minutes he's not going to be a nuisance. I think we have to stay on the front foot, or we're going to get beaten. I certainly don't want to invite them on. Where'd you get that 5 minutes from, referee? So let's just have a quick look. Where is Martinez? He's there. But we've got no one filling in for him. But, whoa, Hoyland has got another one. We're 3-1 up. So when he goes forward, there's no one filling in for him. That's the problem. Casemiro is not doing the job. Casemiro should now be coming back into this space. But he's going forward. So that's not exactly what I want. Reckons, my friend, how are you doing? How happy am I today? On a scale of 1 to 5, I was about a 10 before starting the stream, and immediately I load up the save and I see this nonsense. I go back to being about a 4. This is like the worst defense. I've no idea what anybody is doing at the back there. We are happy with Hemdo in Amsterdam. Who is that? I don't even know who that is. Hendo. And this is just awful. We deserve to lose, to be frank. We deserve to lose. And FM has done a good job this year of representing Manchester United. It's done a very good job. Although, whenever I do saves, they generally are hard to beat, United. I'm real trouble trying to beat them. I don't know why that is. And they always are like top 4 when I'm playing a different team. But when you're actually playing with them, you can see how bad they are. GTA. Nope, never played GTA. I don't even know what it is, reckons. I'm an old man. I don't play too many computer games. What is GTA? Is it a racing game? Henderson should have stayed maybe one more season. For Manchester United, everybody's poor. Let's face it. The fact that I've got Lindelof in my back 3, or playing today as a wing back, that he's even still at the club, is beyond me. It's just beyond me. He's a championship player. I don't know why. It's like here or in real life, he's at the club. Grand Theft Auto. Just go around, run around and just kill people. Okay. Well, I guess that's good to teach the young people of today. Do you think, Blake, there is a link between computer games and violence? Do you think that? I am from England. I live in the south of England, near Woking, Marcellus. I think I have watched Breaking Bad, yeah. A long time ago. Nice work, everyone. That was absolutely bloody awful. But that wasn't there amongst the options. Oh, boy. And now I've got to take this team and play Arsenal. How on earth do you do that? Your defensive work was not top-notch. I'm not going to tell you that, that's for sure. Well, I think we have to go into a low block. I think we're going to have to just be brave. Put bodies on the line. And I also think that we have to play a high line, yeah. They're going to play a tiki-taka. I have to watch the corners of the penalty areas. These boys are going to have to close down more. They're going to have to get into the faces of the players on the corners here. This is not going to be easy. Let's rest. Let's rest them while I remember. And then I think I'm just going to try and get through this season without crying. Because it is not going to get easy. When you look at the club vision, we have to qualify for the Champions League. We have to challenge for the Europa League. I don't know what that means, but I guess semi-final probably it means. Be competitive would be quarter-final. Challenge for it would be semi-final minimum. Not going to happen. I don't have any money. I'm reliant on players going out. And the worst thing about it is that the scouts have found nobody. There's an 8.6 million here. Lucas Klosterman, but he's not great for 8.6 million. His mentals are good. But technicals are not good for what we need. He's not, although he's got the pace, would fit in terms of the pace that we need. 51 million, we're not going to get anywhere near 51 million, but let's scout him anyway. I think he would be a good volante, but they're just not finding anybody. So that is also something that is a problem. Nothing, 5 in progress. Even if I had money, they're not finding anyone. By the summer, the players will be falling off trees in there. But at the moment, they're just not finding anyone. Doesn't look good, does it? Doesn't look good. I think we need to shoot on sight. Pretty sure we should shoot on sight in this one. Dribble less for sure. I don't know if we need to play up the middle. I think probably down the flanks. It's probably where we're going to find the space. And we have to have a higher line. We have to defend the corners of the penalty area. This isn't going to be easy. I think we lost to Arsenal quite badly, didn't we? No, we drew 1-1, didn't we? I'll go along with that. Actually, maybe I won't. We'll go for attacking corners. I do play PES. I played a lot till they screwed it up. Did they actually screw that up as well? Oh my god. Helena Costa, Max. Possibly. We need to get Helena Costa in. I've actually loaded up Tunkai's set pieces. He sent them to me via email, so I'm trying them out. I've got 3 routines here. I've tweaked them a little bit. So we've got, well, there were. Oh, that's defend. Okay, so I've got 3 routines here, which I've tweaked just a little bit. And I want to just make sure where Arsenal, if Arsenal are good at the near post, then I'll change the style. Scout report. Yeah, they're very good near post first contacts. So what I need to do with the set pieces is to switch it to number 2, which is to the far post. This is the far post, and this is wrong. Because if it's that's where we're attacking. So I've got most of my men drawing players away at the near post. But that doesn't work. Should be attack the far post. Attack the near. Look at the near post. That's not showing what I want. That is not showing what I want because I've only got 1. This is near post. This is far post. I want 2 at the near post. And it's saying they should be at the near post. Whereas this one, it's got it right. Lurk at the near post, attack the near post, and aim at the far post. But for the left, it's not correct. Unless it's... No, still not doing it, is it? So there's a screw up even on that. There's a glitch even on that. But not to worry. I want to change it over anyway to far post. Yeah, so we'll go far post. I wonder if it's to do with I haven't loaded it up. So let's go left, right. That's correct. So let's go left and load routine. Far corner. No, it hasn't changed it at all. There's a glitch in the program again. So Lindelof, De Ligt, Shaw. Sounds okay to me. Dalot, Mainu, Ugarte. Malacia, Mount, Ericsson and Hoyland. Where's Fernandez? Of course, I have to remember that Fernandez is on a warning, isn't he? So he's doing all right because he's played well in the last 2 games. I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go with what he says and then change one to Fernandez. So Fernandez, I think, should be playing. Because if you remember, I had that board meeting where the board were not happy with Fernandez. I had to go and see the board, but since then he's got a 7.3 and a 7.8. And that's because we gave him the playmaker role. And then I will bring on Mason Mount in here as the shadow striker. So he's doing better. The one thing I am going to do is take... Why has this gone back? Why are there so many glitches? Why is this not as it was set? But it doesn't matter because I was going to put it back to what it was. This needs to be a cover roll. Now we don't need a halfback there. We can have an anchor. Why is it all changed? Okay. I don't know. What is all that typing, reckons? I don't think we'll bother showing that. I don't think we're going to show that. I'm not sure that just typing on the keyboard is what the people want to see. I couldn't understand what it was. So, last time Brighton came up with an interesting solution. 3 to 4 players in the middle of the field when Arsenal had corners, which mean they could not. Yeah. Interesting. Well, it's gone now, reckons. But I'm not seeing any improvement on the corners anyway. And I didn't see any evidence that was going to help us. Putting that wide centre back on support or attack was going to help us in any way. I sometimes think the only way out of this might be to attack. And if it's not going well against Arsenal, I'm just going to go and attack. Because it's clear we can't defend. They have confirmed the transfer budget has been increased from 323,000 to 696,000. Oh, okay. I'll go and sign a League Two player then. And can't be any worse than what we've got. Okay. Well, they could argue we bloody doubled the transfer budget. I can't be bothered to watch the draw. Crystal Palace away. Oh boy. You can buy some more boots. Well, I suppose they could argue they've doubled the transfer budget, and then that's a lot. We've doubled it. I do know FM is making it hard for me. Bless them. Please do. Okay, we'll try and sell. He's not worth any money. We could go up to 800,000 if we can sell him. Although both my goalkeepers got injured not so long ago, if you remember, and he had to play. Like, good Lord. We can't afford him, so I don't even know why I'd look at him. Attacking mid. I mean, he's not even that great, is he? Like for Newcastle, I was signing really good players. They're not that great. There's no point in looking at them. Any incident in the world. He wants to go positive. I tend to agree with him. I'm not sure about this hit early crosses, though. I just want our boys to just have a shot whenever they possibly can. Focus play down the right, where it looks like they have a good partnership down the right. They are, I think, they're going to be leaving space in the flanks. So I'm going to actually focus down the flanks, both flanks. Yeah, because I do think that's, if we're going to get space at all, it's going to be down the flanks. We've got enough attacking duties. We've got enough support duties. This is not going to be pretty. Upset. Rashford is upset. Well, he was always upset. We've got used to that. Right, let's go. There's the first leg. He's always aggressive as well, isn't he? It's time we shut a few people up. We've had our critics. I don't want to type mark too many of them today, but we definitely got to type mark Saka. And definitely Declan Rice. These three, definitely. Oh boy, what's going to happen here? I want to check this because this glitches a lot. Come on, boys. Let's have a shock result today. So a low block of the positive mentality. But I haven't got the wide centre-back attacking this time. And Arsenal are all over the place at the back, and we're all over the place up front. So it's been a pretty shambolic start to the game. Arsenal are sorting themselves out quicker than we are. I don't like these Man United shirts. I really don't like that shirt at all. Come on, let's take him out. Well done. Oh, he's really taking him out. He's got a red card. Oh, come on. In the hardest game. In the hardest game that we could possibly have. Now I'm screwed. Of course, I didn't check my assistant's bench. He hasn't put... That's why that's happened. FM has seen that I haven't got a right wing back on the bench, and it's my fault. I might as well give up on this game now, because I'm being punished because I didn't look. So I'm going to have to take someone off. Mason Mount is playing the worst at the moment. And I'm going to put Anthony on as a winger. On support. I don't know if there's anything else I can do. And hope that Lindelof has a very good game. But let's just close my eyes. Let's go to key highlights. Because I've absolutely no interest in this at all now. I didn't have much of an interest in it beforehand. And I've got even less of an interest now. And there's no way we can get anything out of this game. Oh, we got an injury as well. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? I don't know why I play this game. But so far it's all Arsenal. Of course it's going to be now. It means I'm going to be without Dallo for 3 games. I'm probably going to be without Højlund for 3 games or 4 games, maybe more. It is FM testing my patience. And that's why I haven't got any, so I've gone to key highlights. And the game can do what it likes now. We're going out of the League Cup. And there's nothing I can do. They're playing exactly the way I would expect them to. We need to have a high line. So, in terms of the lines, we're doing what we should be doing. I think the low block is the right way to go. They've only had 3 shots in the first half so far, even though we're down to 10 men. So I think we are doing the right things. We're just going to lose because we're a man down. And they are a much better team. And it wouldn't surprise me to see us be losing the rest of the games in this session tonight. And there's the goal. No! Oh, don't give away a penalty as well. Have we got to get stuck in on? No, we don't. Yeah, we're fouling. We're doing all sorts of things in the other game as well. I think I might tell them to stay on their feet. Because they clearly can't tackle. Ben White is causing us a few problems. It's really hard to read the game when you're in key highlights, though. You have so little to go on. Now, don't be a tomato, FM, and go and give us a goal. That would be stupid. Thankfully, I mean, I don't want to take that off. I could just switch that to hit early crosses rather than shoot from the halfway line, which is what happened there. Evening, FM Academy. Yeah, this is the first leg, Blake. It is, I mean, as somebody pointed out, it's FM trying my patience. And we're going to go behind. Let's make Anthony a defensive winger. Oh boy, I wish I hadn't done this. I wish you guys had not challenged me to do this. It's not that the tactic can't ever work. It's that the players are so bad. The tactic will work just fine. If we get 4 seasons and we've put a really good team together, the tactic will work just fine. It's just these players are so bad. There's no pace at the back. He's getting really caught out, isn't he? So I am going to ask Anthony. Type Mark Gabriel. Martinelli. We've got to stop him. Why are you dribbling when you can't dribble? There was a man free. Look, I mean, this is so Man United in real life. They don't look. Yeah, we're getting hammered. Thank you, FM. Sending off was perfect. Love you too. And it was my fault because I didn't look at the bench. And the assistant put a shit bench together. There's people on that bench I don't even recognise. And that's my fault for not looking at the bench. I didn't have a right wing back to bring on. And so the right wing back got sent off. That's how FM works. It's like, what was that? That was dreadful. Defensively, you've been a shambles. That's how the game works. If you miss something, it's going to wipe your nose in a pile of dung. And nothing I can do about that. I missed it, so it's my fault. So who is it that's... who is it? Where are they? Declan Rice, Marino. Now I should get stuck in because it's very seldom you get 2 players sent off. I mean, I could go defensive, but I still need to create a chance or 2. So that's not going to do me any good. Oh, have I bitten off more than I can chew here? They would have beaten us anyway. I don't know why FM decided let's really punish him and have a player sent off in the biggest game. I don't know why FM works like that, but that's down to the coders, I guess. Not to me. Yeah, I know. What's the goalkeeper doing? My other goalkeeper's still injured, I think. And he's just been as bad. If you remember, he's been getting 6.4s, 6.3s. I just have no other options. They've all been just as bad as each other. Right, let's make some changes then. I can't change them all. Delict, awful. He's not a cover. Ugarte, awful. You see who he's put on the bench? I don't even know who these people are. And that I'm suffering for that now. I didn't look. Can Mount play there? Anthony was brought on as having a shocker. I'm going to take him off. And we'll put on... I've no idea who to put on. I'm going to put Yoro on there and put him back as a wing back. Can't do any worse. I don't know. I've got Garnacho. We'll put Garnacho on there, give him a run. Oh, what a waste of time. Maybe move Fernandez over. Let's put Fernandez back in midfield. And then Garnacho can come and play as a little bit deeper. Do what you like, FM. I don't care. Marino, Declan Rice. Ben White has been a problem. So Saka has not been much of a problem. Odegaard, not much of a problem. They score again, nearly. I mean, we have to keep the high line. We can't go back, take the line back. They'll hammer us because they're playing in front of us. They will absolutely murder us. Maybe we can come off the trigger press a little more. Just hang off them a little bit. You probably couldn't do any worse, Ragans. Sean Dice was sacked, and Lopetegui, what's his name? Lopetegui. He's been sacked from West Ham as well. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. I hadn't heard that Dice had been sacked, but I'd heard about Lopetegui, or whatever his name is, I can't remember. (4-0). We're not going to recover from this. The second leg is done. I'll just berate them just because it makes me feel better. But what do you expect? We had a man sent off in the first highlight. What did I expect? And now I've got even more punishment. Even more punishment coming. Because I can't play them. I've got 2 injuries, haven't I? And 1 sending off suspension. Oh, this is horrible. I don't want to do this save anymore. You can't play with a team that's so poor. But then, you know, good news. The board have doubled my transfer budget. Oh, Jesus. That's it. It's all over. Arsenal don't need to turn up for the second leg. Oh, boy. Have I ever won titles with Wonder Kids teams? It's not something that I do. I don't go searching for Wonder Kids. The goalkeeper was playing quite well till he made an idiot of himself then. So, I mean, I'm actually hoping we do get sacked here because this is too painful. This 3-4-3 cannot work with the players that we have. There's nothing wrong with the tactic, nothing wrong with the shape and the shapes we're getting into. We just don't have the players. This back line is far too slow. Not one of them has got any pace. And we've got midfielders who can't play in that kind of role. And I have to stay true to the 3-4-3, so if we get sacked, it'll be a blessing. 6. I think that's my heaviest defeat in FM24. My heaviest defeat in FM24. Can Euro play any worse? No, he's still on a 6.5. He's still the better of the ones who've played out there. Go on, Arsenal, make it 8. And then can we just, like, declare and say we don't want to play the second leg? And just hand the game over? Oh, you are stupid, FM. What is the point of that? What is the point? It is a stupid game. What was the point of that? To make me... to make me feel better. And now I feel so much better. I'm absolutely pleased as punch now. Thank you, FM, for cheering me up. Hey, Pavel, how you doing? Doug Pass. I have no idea what to do. They are so bad. They were just so bad. And he's demotivated. Sent off after, 12 minutes? He's going to be banned for 3 games because it was a straight red card. I've got no money to buy better players. We got Shaw out through suspension. We're going to have Dallo, both wing backs, out through suspension. I've got somebody injured there, but it looks like we got away with the injury. Somebody got injured. No, Hoyland's injured. Dallo's suspended. Oh, God. Anano, Diallo, and one other are away. Diallo, Mazrui, and my other wing-back is away on international duty. What does the game want me to do? What would you like me to do? This game is evil. Rest. Although I'm half tempted to put the youth team in. Oh, how much? It's not a disappointment because, like all the other players, he's rubbish. So I'm just like, might as well just put the youth team in. It can't do any worse, that's for sure. Now we're going to play Villa, who are not a bad team. Good defensive near post. So we'll stay with the far post corners. Oh, it is what it is. Casemiro happy to stay at Man United. You really think that makes me happy? Another one who's got no pace. No, I have to. I've committed to playing in this 3-4-3. And I've said that's how I'm going to play. And if it doesn't work and we get sacked, we get sacked. But I will not accept it as part of what I've done. I can't believe how bad this team is. And only like managing it do I know why Amorim is pulling his hair out. Because you're playing players like Garnacho and Diallo. They can't play in those positions. She needs attacking wing backs, and we don't have attacking wing backs. No, of course, there's going to be no interest. Of course, yeah. What do you think? I thought there would be. Oh, shut up. Let's go and lose to Aston Villa then, because I don't have a team of any description now. In fact, if we look at it, all my wing backs, all my right wing backs are done for. So he has to go. Martinez is left. Yeah, I don't have a right wing back now. Mazraoui is the other one who is on international duty. That's it. I mean, I don't care. If the game wants to play like this, it can play like this. And I'm not leaving my bench to that fart of an assistant manager again. I'm going to concentrate instead of concentrating on the chat. I can't put Garnacho anywhere at the moment because I think... Oh no, he's okay. I don't know. I have to stick to how he's playing. I mean, he has got a job where he has to try and get those players into his system. And that's why it's not working. Because you can't get these players into this system. So I have to stick with it. Come hell or high water. But I'm realizing for him how difficult it is. But the game is also being stupid as well. It's left me with no right wing back. I wonder what I've got in the youth. I bet you I haven't got a right wing back in the under 20s. I got left, and he's on loan. He's on loan. He's right, and he's on loan. Now, I don't have one. He's another left. He's 36 years old. What is he still doing at the club? So, yeah, I don't have a wing back. So that's the way the game wants to play. That's the way the game wants to play. No problem. I'm going to play the winger system. This time because I don't have any choice. Then when he plays players like Diallo and Garnacho, he plays them as wingers rather than wing backs. And you'll see when you watch their games, they're higher up the pitch than... We have to play with a high line, though, otherwise that's not going to work. They're higher up the pitch when he plays with those kinds of players. If he plays Mazraoui and Malacia, their starting point is much lower. But they're wingers when he plays Garnacho and when he plays... Now, the problem that he has is that Garnacho and... Diallo on the other side cannot defend. That's the problem that he has. Problem that I have is that Diallo's not available. Mazraoui's not available. I don't have a right winger either. It'll have to be Anthony. Oh God, oh please no. And these two don't defend. So he's struggling because now we've got big spaces down the flanks. So I understand why he can't sleep at night. Because they are just so poor. And until we have a complete change of personnel, it's going to be this painful. Casemiro, I think, comes in. At least he's shown some effort. Ugarte, I'm going to drop. He's been dreadful. I don't have a bench, I don't think. Rashford on the bench. At the moment, Mainu can come in here. And I'm going to go back to playing a DLP. Volante is not working. At least somebody might be a little creative from there. And I'm wondering if I should go more direct. Just go more direct. Just get rid of the ball. I can't think of anything else. Like, we are making so many mistakes here. Just hump it up the pitch. It's just time for Anthony to fulfill his destiny. Oleg, how are you, my friend? They have to. I mean, they have to cover these areas. In a back three, as long as they cover, as long as they're nice and wide. But you've got this guy in the middle. He's on his own. That's why you have this guy helping him out. Whether he sits in front or whether he comes in and joins him, this guy has to help. And I'm not seeing him helping very much. It's just, oh God. So that these guys can sit nice and wide. But he's got to come and help. And I'm not seeing it. And it's maybe because they can't play these roles. Yeah, he's a ball winner. He can't play as a halfback. So ultimately then, they're not going so wide. So he's letting them down. So I think I'll go back to a ball winner. No, I'm not going to go back to a ball winner. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. He is supposed to drop back. And he's not doing it. I give up. So, who have I got on the bench? I've got left backs aplenty. I've got nothing to put on there. Ericsson. I'm just wondering, Ericsson in here. Fernandez up top. I'm going to get called into the board by the board again in a minute because they're going to wonder why Bruno Fernandes isn't playing very well again. I've actually never seen that ever in the game, where the board have told me that I need to go to see them because Fernandes is shocking, and he was, fair play. He was pretty shocking, to be fair. Tried making moves in the market with what? Oh, I've got 10,000. What? Hang on, have I got 10 million? Or £10? Where did that come from? Okay, I've got 10 million. I don't know where it's come from. But a week ago, we didn't have that. When I started the episode, we had 2 million. Now we've got 10, and I don't know where it's come from. It could be 10p. I know that I asked for an increase, and they doubled it from 300,000 to 600,000. Now I've got 10 million. And I've had no email saying that you've got this much money in. I don't know where that's come from. A gift. I think this game is full of glitches. And that's a favourable glitch. But I better spend it quick because it might disappear just as fast. But what can I buy for 10 million? I mean, come on. Chocolate ice cream and a bag of crisps each. I don't know. Ah, boy. Garnacho on the right, he wants. Oh, God, look at this team that he's hoping me to put out there. Garnacho on the right. Who's he got on the left, then? Rashford. Could do. Could try Rashford as a defensive winger. And Garnacho. And let's have them both cutting inside with the ball, because that's what they do, because they're selfish. And I should do is shoot more often for both of them, because that's what they do. It's about as good as I can make it. He should be a playmaker. No, not now. I've gone back to the deep line playmaker. He should just be taking more risks. Well, this looks good. I'm not messing with the defence. No chance. You really think I'm going to have Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire at the back? Are you kidding me? I'd have to play with a much higher line. Well, there's nothing I can get for 10 million, so despite my jubilation, I don't know where that's come from. We haven't sold anybody, have we? Daniel Gore apparently was sold for 9.75 million. Yeah, you can see how bad he is. Only sign him as a last resort. So we got 10 million for him. That's where it's come from. Interesting. You might get Alan Shearer. It blew across from City. Preemptive parachute payment. Ah, boy. I am not looking forward to this. I've no idea how to play against them anymore. I have to play with a high line, but they're so bloody slow. They're not going to be able to cope. I play in a mid-block. That's how he plays, is in a mid-block. And just do what he does. Hope that something good happens. I mean, we've switched the style. That often helps in FM. We've put wingers on, defensive wingers instead of wing backs. It often swings the ticket in FM when you just change something. We're still in 8th, though. And this is another thing that I hate what FM does. We are going to lose this game because everybody below us has lost. And I hate that FM does that because it's just told me I'm going to lose. It's why does everybody else have to lose just because I'm going to lose? I don't see that's fair to the other teams. I hate that part of FM. Right, let's have we got Mount and Fernandez up there? Yes. You need to give me a big game. I'm not changing the team now. No, I can't go to these formations. We've never been successful in a 4-2-3-1, so I'm not trying it now. And, oh boy. I'm going to get sacked in this save, the first time for a long time. And you're all going to witness. I think this will be the first time I've got sacked since FM21. You're all here to witness it. We do need to type Mark Duran, but I don't know how we're going to do it. They're just going to be too good for us, aren't they? They're going to go like hell for leather. Michelle, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. 10 million. I can't get an ice cream, I don't think, for 10 million. Not the kind of ice cream I want, anyway. I just don't want to watch at the moment. I told them that last time. We need to shut a few people up when we lost 6-1. We did shut them up because they had no words for that defeat. That shut them up, all right. Oh, and do I have to watch? Oh boy. Please, please, someone do something good. And I know I've gone a little bit more direct now, and it's simply because I just don't want my defenders having the ball. Just get rid of it. And in fact, I'm going to up the tempo so they get rid of it even faster. And I don't want them dribbling either, because they can't dribble either. Demands better ice cream. I'm demanding better ice cream for this team. They can't function with the shit ice cream that you're buying for us. Oh, did we nearly have a corner then? I mean, the one thing that we might have going in our favour is we've changed the shape slightly. FM doesn't respond very well to when you change the shape most of the time. So it might work in our favour. It's only a subtle tweak, but it is a change. Get in, Garnacho. See, what a manager. Or what a programme, possibly. It's just, I have never in my whole life ever done two saves as difficult as these two I'm doing at the moment. And in the first one, in Ipswich's case, I'm a victim of my own success. I should never have won the FA Cup final in the second season, the first season in the Prem. Because now, playing all those games, I just cannot cope with it. But I've got a plan tomorrow for Ipswich. I'm just going to throw the Europa League. What is this game doing now? What is this game doing now? See, I told you, if you change your shape, even a subtle change, the game doesn't like it. And Amorim does that when he plays the Garnacho-Diallo combination. He has to use wingers. He can't use wing-backs. And they are slightly higher up the pitch. But he has to push the back line further up, and you can see them as the game develops. They get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until they're like almost in their own goal mouth at the end of the game. because they just can't cope with playing high up the pitch. And if you've got a team that actually has no pace, then this is what you have in FM. Oh boy. But we are 2-0 up here. I don't know how. Hey, Picant, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's kind of fun destroying your soul. It's kind of fun, Saxorus. I try to see the lighter side of it, but it's difficult sometimes. I'm not quite sure if this is going to stay 2-0. But unless my goalkeeper decides to have the game of his life. They are the better team. And I'm not expecting possession, because we're playing so direct now. But I just do not want the ball. I do not want the ball anywhere near my defence. So just lump it up the pitch. There's not really any space that I'm picking up from the Villa heat map. So I don't really think I can change anything at this point. Rashford, of course, is having a poor game. I think I might tell Rashford to shoot more often, just to make him feel happy. Because that's what he likes to do. Digne, I need to do something with. Turn him onto his right foot to begin with. He's quite brave. I don't know if I want to close him down, but let's tight mark him. Let's try. He's the most dangerous player for them out on the pitch at the moment. Hi, Tunkai. How are you doing? Yeah, Picant, I do. I support Man United in real life. Unfortunately, I dread the weekend. My weekends used to be such happy times, but now I dread the weekends. But you've got to live with it. Suck it up and live with it, because for 25 years I gloated, and now we've got the other end of the stick, and now Villa are back in it. And have you noticed how they scored? A set piece. Teams score at will from set pieces against me. It's very rare, apart from Arsenal, do you see a goal against me from open play. But set pieces, they'll score at will. I just don't know. Oh, Tunkai, I have loaded up I meant to tell you last time out. I have loaded up your set pieces. I've tweaked them a little bit. But we're not getting much joy out of them. This is like, it's a shocking game. Is this 2-2? Wouldn't surprise me. Mount well defended. I've got to do something because we're under the cosh here. Got to figure out where they're attacking me. It looks like it's down the flanks, doesn't it? So let's pull the line back a bit. Let's go into a low block if I'm pulling the line back. It takes time for a team to get used to it. We've been 10 years, Tunkai. Peter, how are you? Good to see you. We've been 10 years. Since more than 10 years, I think, since Ferguson left. He left knowing that the team was going into, that was it, that the team was finished. And we've had, I don't know how many managers of varying repute come in saying that they're going to change it. And nobody has been able to fix it. And it's not the manager's faults. A manager is only as good as the players. And very few of them have been able to hold the dressing room because they're so whiny and privileged. So they just can't hold the dressing room. And that we're going to lose this, aren't we? Oh, come on. After such a good start, we're going to lose this game now. So the low block isn't the answer. Let's push up them. It's the only thing I can think of now. But they're definitely going down the flanks. They've got us beat down the flanks every time. And there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I don't think they're comfortable yet, Tunkai. It's only been 3 games. The game is playable, but this is not how I would set Manchester United up, in all fairness. But because this save is trying out the Amorim save, he's got to be dropped. He's had 6.5 for the last 3 games. He's just not trying. Eriksen is a waste of space, but we know that. Rashford 6.3. I'm going to give this young kid a go. Can't do any worse. And then Mason Mount. Let's try Anthony up in this position. And then... oh boy, it just makes you feel, it just makes you want to cry. Let's put Ugarte on. So yeah, I mean, there is no way that I would look at this squad and then set them up in a 3-4-3. I mean, and this is what Amorim has done. He's come in and said, right, we're going to set up in a 3-4-3 no matter what. And I'm seeing the problems that he's got. And somebody earlier said, why don't you change to a back 4? And I'd love to. But because I'm stuck with doing this 3-4-3 and trying to do better than Amorim is doing, it's become pretty poor. Pau Torres has got 2 key passes and 1 assist. So those are the set-piece goals that they've scored. Nobody else in midfield has caused us any problems at all. So it's very difficult to... it's like putting a square box in a round hole. Oh, we've got a point. Maybe. So yeah, I wouldn't play this shape. And I don't know why Amorim came in and thought he could do that. I don't know why he thought that they would suddenly become better players. We're still in 8th, are we? Wonder how the board are feeling at the moment. Challenge for the Europa League, pleased. See, disappointed that they only achieve a top half finish. Well, you're going to have to put more money in the kitty. Evening, Callum. I think it's like a system that he had the players in Sporting that they could do it. He doesn't have the players here. And that's unfortunate for him. Oh, great. We got Arsenal again. Oh, wonderful. I was actually saying I'm looking forward to playing Arsenal again. I wonder when that is. Right, okay. It's got to be a low block. I can't do anything other than a low block. Higher line. I think I might come off the trigger press a little bit. They're not good enough. And we'll try more direct again. Seemed to work for 10 minutes against Arsenal. And the squad need to be rested. And even the line system doesn't work against them, against these teams, because you can't use it, because if you play a high line and you don't have any pace or agility and balance, then teams are just going to take the piss out of you. Is he under 10 million? No, 51 million. I'm not going to get him for 10 then, am I? Shame. And if you look at, you know yourself, guys, when you come up to a transfer window, you've got all these players wanted. There's nobody wanted. Nobody wants them. They're all listed, but nobody's actually wanted. This is impossible. Nobody is wanted. So we're in a transfer window and none of my players are wanted. Whereas I can remember not so long ago, in the Newcastle save, like every player was wanted. Oh boy. Thoughts on Dyche being sacked? I mean, I think that the problem for Dyche was the fans had got so fed up. They're generally unhappy with the low level of training that they're getting. You kidding me? Man United players are unhappy about low level of training. Now you're kidding me, are you? They'd be absolutely loving it. Oh no, please, no, I don't want these happy to stay at United messages. I'm trying to sell some players. Yeah, I have to finish in the top 4, Blake. It's an impossible challenge. Especially when the game injures all my players, and I've got players out in Africa already. And I'm doing another save, which will be twice a week while I'm on holiday. And I'm having horrendous problems with that one. I can't put a team out. And you saw in this one, I couldn't put a right wing back out. I'm having the same problems throughout all my saves. The game is really going at me across all my 3 saves. I don't care if he misses the Caribou Cup semi-final, because we are 6-1 behind. I actually don't know music if I can. There are some tasks that are just beyond my ability. And we got another injury. And that's another right wing back. Now I have no right wing backs. All 4 of them are out. Have you ever known this? Have you ever known that? All 4 right wing backs are out. And I'm having these problems across all 3 saves. And that's why I think it's linked to your manager profile. Because when you get to a certain success level, the game gets harder and starts doing much more of this when you've been successful. And so, of course, I haven't changed my manager profile. Even starting a beginning save, it goes straight into this. So be careful and change your manager profile every time you start a new save, because it's basing it on your overall experience over FM24. I don't even need to look at the reports. I know about Arsenal. We're 6-1 behind. We haven't got a hope. Okay? Okay, game? You've made that abundantly clear. And look at my team, it's decimated again. Have I got anyone left? Time for Anthony to prove he's the best player in the world. Score 5, we win 5-0, take it to penalties, and we win on penalties. That's it. Oh, no, Harry Maguire. He can come on as a striker if necessary. Tom Heaton, he can come on as a defensive mid. So let's now fill up the team. Yeah, I've got no one up top now either. There is no one I can play up there apart from Kobe Mainu. What sort of a game is this? Now I've got no one I can take off in midfield and across these 4. I can't take any of those 3 off. I've got a bench full of centre-backs and left wing-backs. This is the most stupid thing I've ever seen in this game. I've never seen the game get this aggressive. Like, you're not having a team for the semi-final of the Caribou Cup. I've never seen it this aggressive. But it's doing the same with Ipswich. And it's doing the same with the other save I'm doing for you guys. It's just my 2 best players in that save have just been injured. Both with the same injury. Both for the same amount of time, 7 weeks. The game is being very aggressive across all 3 saves. Try Casemiro as a plain DM. I'm willing to look at all suggestions. The problem with him being a DM, he's going to go missing. And this is a problem with a DM in FM24, is that they have a tendency to just drift up here. And the DLP will drift around here. And then you've got a huge gap between these 3. I mean, I haven't even got wing backs. These guys don't defend. I mean, I'm willing to try. But he's going to drift. He's going to run away. I mean, he's supposed to hold position, but they don't in FM. They just drift up here as attacks go forward. They don't run fast. They just drift up here. And that leaves a huge hole behind. Yeah, it's already hard-coded. Hold position's already hard-coded. Doesn't matter. The problem is I've got absolutely no players. I can't take anybody off. I can't substitute anybody because I don't have anybody on the bench who can. I have Ugarte. I mean, I can bring in Ugarte, but he's more of a ball winner. I can try him as a defensive mid, but he's going to have the same problem. He's going to drift into these positions, and then when we turn the ball over, we've got a huge hole to try and fill. I don't know. There's no traits on them, I don't think. Shoots from distance is his trait, and I'm trying to stop him doing that and unlearn it, because he's got no finishing or long shot. So I did try to see if I could get him to unlearn it. I mean, I could put him. He's already on hold position as well. But in FM, they tend to drift into these spaces. And then what he does in these spaces is the cross-field balls. And that's an FM thing. So I need players who will hold. And the anchor is a perfect holding player. He won't go anywhere. The halfback, as you guys correctly pointed out, is the one who's going to sit in the middle, become the fourth defender. But an anchor is the one more likely to just sit there. And no, I know, but I'm just hoping he can fizz. He's the only one who can pass, so I'm hoping he can fizz some long balls. I really don't know what to do. I have no option in here. I'll bring Casemiro in here and play him as a ball winner. Then I got two defenders. I don't think it's going to make a blind bit of difference. I can't do that, Andy, because I have to be true to what Amorim is trying to do. I'm going to keep the wingers on support, although I might as well have them on attack because the amount of defensive use they are. I'm really vulnerable. One of these should be a halfback. At least to make a 4, and then this one can drift into a holding position. Yeah, I did have an advanced playmaker. But now with Fernandez gone, I don't have anyone who can play that role. Maybe Eriksson can play that role. And then we can put Mount on as the shadow striker. I mean, that's what Amorim wants, is he wants to have a playmaker in here. And that's how he's using Fernandez. And Fernandez, it's on support because Fernandez is coming deep. So he's not putting him on an attack duty as such. He wants Fernandez to come deep, pick up the ball and try to thread the ball. He's got the runners that he wants to go past the forwards. And he doesn't have the wing-backs to do the wing-back role because the wing-backs should be up here making absolute nuisances of themselves. And then he should have one, which we can't do at the moment. One is then running through the centre. That's adding to the mayhem. He also has a second system where he uses people like Diallo and Garnacho as defensive wingers, but he's having a bit of a job getting them to, when they lose the ball up here, he needs them to run back and get down here, but he's having a bit of a job teaching them that. And what Manchester United players do, if you watch them when they lose the ball up here in real life, you can see them, they just like, oh. And then they have a look at what's happening around them. So they've lost 3 seconds in that moment where they, and look around. Suddenly the ball is up here and they are still up here. And so he's trying to teach them, if you lose the ball, run back as fast as you can. And it's like teaching children, I think, to be fair. There has to be something in here, like a Segundo Volante on attack, going through the middle. There has to be more attacking play from the wings. But if I do this defence is so vulnerable. So I can put him... He can't even play as a wide midfielder. We could put him... He can't play as a wide midfielder either. As a winger on attack as well. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 attacking roles. We've got a big problem down here. So if we'll have a look at the... Look, we have a huge problem down here. So he needs to be on support and Rashford needs to be on attack. So if we put Rashford as a winger on, or even an inverted winger on attack, and we have a look at the analysis. No, we're all over the place down here this time. But I don't have any other option. If I put him as a winger on support, it probably looks a little better, not much better. Central defender on defend with stay wider. Stay wider from what, Tungai? Stay wider from what? So these are already stay wider. We've got winger on support. I need one defensive winger. That's coded in, Blake. Stay wider is coded in. I can't change that. They are coded in to stay wider. They're not supposed to go forward. But the way Amorim plays is that he's got them playing in these corners. But in order to do that, the halfback has to do his job. So, I mean, it doesn't matter against Arsenal. So we can put him as a centre-back, a wide centre-back on attack. And hope that Casemiro has learned that he's got to come back and cover him. Now, he should be going up and finding his way into these corners. Now, the way that has to work is by playing a higher line. I can't go that higher. And we have to play further up the pitch. That's the only way that can work. Because if his starting position is low on the pitch, then by the time he moves, the move's over and he only gets that far. So United need to be in their half before he's able to do that. So that's why, okay, we'll lift the play and try and play in Arsenal's half. I've absolutely no idea. Use the defensive wingers to wing back. So what you're saying, they can't play wing back though. We've tried this. They can't. I haven't got any other players. The game's done all my players in. I don't have any other players. And I do know that Amorim plays this way, but he's trying to teach these boys to run back when they lose the ball. So one winger on support. I can put this one on support. But if you look at the analysis, I've got huge problems down the flanks. And I've got Saka and Martinelli to worry about. I could get these to mark Saka and Martinelli and hope for the best. This is testing me to the max. What I should do is leave the save to you guys. But you cannot go outside of that 3-4-3. You know, no good coming back to me and saying we got United to the Champions League, but I went to a 4-2-3-1. That is not how the save is supposed to go. So I leave the save to you, and then you can try it yourself and see how hard it is. It's like, and especially as the game is not playing ball, because I don't know why suddenly it's decided that I'm not allowed to have any players. I've never seen the game this aggressive before. Put them as central defenders. Well, yeah, that's a thought, because they're obviously not playing well as wide centre-backs. But I put them as central defenders. Central defender on Serpent. Now I've got to make sure that he stays wider. Now, I don't know how much wider we're going to have here. Sure, I can do that. And they're better playing as central defenders. But they have to stay wider. And then Casemiro has to come back in here. So we can try that. And then we'll have to have Rashford and Anthony man mark. Yeah, absolutely. And also, we're going to win this one probably. We'll win this game because that's how FM operates. Probably 2-0. Delict, Lindelof, Maguire. Oh, God. Man Utd, Malacia. Well, Malacia makes sense. Okay, I'm going to use his team because I'm at a loss. Because Malacia makes sense. And he can't do much damage with the bench. Because I don't have one. He's still injured. Casemiro can come in there. And Rashford. I don't know who Jack Kingdon is. And Martinez for Ethan Williams. So I can understand we'll put Malacia here. He can mark Saka. Anthony, I don't know what he's going to do. But and then we'll ask the... See, it's changed it again. And then we will ask the... centre-backs to stay wider. And we just got to hope that this guy just drops in here. So, it's not that I don't trust you, Tunkai. It just isn't making any sense to me. Which is why I said, look, I will leave the save for you guys. And you can try it. But you cannot go outside of the 3-4-3. And don't come back to me and say, yeah, I won the league, but I switched to a 4-3-3, because that's not the idea of the save. And now I've got another injury. I'm not allowed a team. So I've got to take him out now. Let's get rid of him. I just don't believe this. Johnny Evans might have to play as a DM. Look at this. Haven't tried a libero, but would you have Lindelof playing as a libero? I mean, come on. It's a very specialised... He could play it, but how good he'd be, I don't know. Martinez, unfortunately. Oh, he is available. So then you'd have to have the halfback coming in here. Well, I'm going off piste now because he's playing with wide centre-backs. So even now I'm breaking my own rules with these central defenders, because they're not playing as central defenders. And they're playing as wide centre-backs because we know they are, because they're turning up in these areas of the penalty area. So now, even now, I'm breaking my own rules. So I'm going back to wide centre-backs because that's what they're supposed to be. And they're better, actually, as wide centre-backs. And I'm going to put him on an attack duty. I'm going to keep an eye on, does Casemiro come back and cover for him? Lindelof can play cover, but I don't want him playing as a ball player. Give me kittens. And there's nothing to lose here. But you know what this game is like? It'll have us win this one. I mean, it's really, this is so interesting for me, because even though it's depressing and upsetting, it just goes to show to me just what is being asked of Amorim, what he's asking himself. He could have just come in and said, look, fit yourselves into your 4-3-2-1, and then I won't get the blame. But he'd already told the United board that this is how he was going to play, and that he would not change. And so I can understand his frustration now, because he's realised they can't play that way. And so I perfectly understand what he's up against. So it just might be, let's go with what he said. I'm not sure why he wants to do that, but he's obviously got a reason. And sometimes he gets that right. And the fact that I just don't have players picks the side for me. So I'm going to try that wide centre-back on the attack role. See what happens. I think Amorim has also got the opportunity to do some business in the window. None of my players are wanted. I haven't got any money. And I keep saying to this team, it's time to shut people up. But it doesn't make any difference. So I don't know, is this going to be another 6-0 thumping? Your team is only as good as the players that you have. Mayno straight away on a yellow card. If we get another red card, I'm not going to be very impressed with FM. Now I've got to put one of my defensive midfielders on an ease off the tackles within 10 minutes. So the way FM works, anyway, it wouldn't surprise me to see us get back into this game by half time. Like, give you a little bit of excitement. Oh, we're 3-0 up. We're back in this game, and then Arsenal score 2 after half time. That was the way this game works. Except that we've got Xerxes up front, so the game couldn't even do that for us, because the game can't do that. Not with Xerxes up top. Well, come on, FM. Would be nice if we could get one on target. Come on, FM. We're giving Arsenal a good hiding here. I hope I haven't got that on still. No, working the ball at the box. This is just... Oh, here we go. Set piece. Every time we have a set piece against us, it goes in. FM. Of course it's a goal. It was a set piece. What's disallowed? What for? Offside? Who was offside? There's someone in front of the goalkeeper. Is that what they're saying? Crazy game. We're actually giving Arsenal a bit of a good hiding here. With the most makeshift team that I possibly could have. Well, fair play to the boys. They are focusing down the left. They are following the instruction. You don't often see that. Whoops. But it's still focused down the left. No, it isn't. It's more up the middle. But for a while, they did follow the instruction. And we just give away so many free kicks. I don't know why. We're not on get stuck in. I think if you were to look at our tackling attribute for the squad, you'd find it's awful. And that's this right-hand side with Anthony. He doesn't defend. He can't defend. It's disallowed again. He just cannot defend. Right, let's tell him to tight mark Martinelli. He won't listen because he can't defend. Then we'll have Malacia tight marking Saka. And Declan Rice is the main problem that we have in terms of creativity. So let's tight mark Declan Rice. But we had a little bit of momentum before. We've lost that momentum now. Come on, I want... Who is this in goal? Who's that in goal for Arsenal? What's his name? Ronas Fuji Sumaruma. I don't think he'll be playing again. Who is he? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I don't think he'll ever play again after that. Oh boy, this game is funny. Oh boy. But it just goes to show just how bad we are. That's the only type of goal we can score. It's one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen. Satisfactory at best. Keep going. That's all I'm going to tell them. I mean, their mood says it all. Their mood says it all. Well, did you really think, boys, you were going to turn around a 6-1 defeat? Shall we get them going more attacking? Just let them go upfield, give them a chance. Why not? Give them a chance to attack. I feel sorry for the Arsenal goalkeeper, though. He's going to be in serious trouble. Martinelli. Oh, well, of course, it's going to be a penalty, isn't there? We haven't given away a penalty for 2 games. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm going to try and injure Martinelli. Well, it's a slightly better showing than the last time. He's missed it, has he? Yeah, the game is ganging up against Arsenal now. When it's too late. Look at this. Malacia 6.4. When I needed him to play well. Right, let's get him off them. Casemiro 6.5 now. We've restricted Arsenal to 2 shots, 2 on target. I don't get it. And our players, if you notice, are not very tired, and that's because they don't have any substitutes. The game has decided, well, he doesn't have any subs, so we can't... Who are the idiots? Malacia. I do have a left back, I think. No, I don't have a left back either. So I'm stuck with Malacia. But I do I have a left wing? Rashford. Mainu. And Anthony. Oh, God. They just can't do it, can they? So Mainu. I don't have a defensive mid. I don't. Do I have any one of these? Mainu is the only defense. None of these can play defensive mid. They just have to carry on. I don't have any subs. Just carry on. And if we get another injury, I'll hopefully get down to just 10, and then we can't play any more games. They all have to play on. Unless I can put someone up top, maybe. That's Anthony showing his quality there. Oh my God. How did Man United ever get into this mess? The answer to that question, of course, is absolutely dreadful recruitment policy, which I've said for about 6 years. Well, we're only 3 behind. we can take this to penalties. Euro as a halfback, Casemiro as a volante. Euro can... It's not the same as the Newcastle save, Andy. He can only play as a central defender in this one. In the Newcastle save, he was a better DM than he was a central defender, but that was years into the future. None of the central... Delict is playing okay. The central defence are playing okay. Up front, they're playing okay. It's where I can't change them that they're not playing okay. Which is, of course, standard. So, okay, we're 2-0 up now. If we get another couple, this will make it interesting. FM is a strange beast, isn't it? Why would it do this? Almost got to 6-4. Oh, I'm not even going to start going there. It's not going to 6-4 and 6-5. We're not going there. Yeah, it's too late now. Let's I can't put any more on attack because they will score. Anthony is dog tired, but I can't change him. I don't have anyone who can play there. He's not doing a very good job, Anthony, but 6.6 isn't brilliant, but it's not bad. But he's like out on his feet. I could put him on attack. Go and make a nuisance of yourself. Just stay up the pitch. Make a nuisance of yourself. Let's get this ball up front quicker. I told you though that we would win this. I called it before the game started. It's like a consolation prize. The game got Dallow sent off in 12 minutes. I've got no chance against Arsenal. But then it's just decided, let him off. Give him a consolation prize that he can beat them in the second leg. There's nothing mysterious in terms of this. Thought we were going to make it 6-4 then, but no. We've got Xerxes. No, we can't do it. We've got Xerxes. I can change the defenders. Look at these are the ones I can't change. Who are these boys? Never heard of them. Euro could come on at the back, but that's it. Johnny Evans could come at the back. I've never even heard of these other players. Who is this guy? Sekou Kaba. He's not even got a... There's no point. These boys will have to run themselves into the ground. The game's just done the dirty on me. Like about, I think it's 12 players short now. And still beating Arsenal 2-0. That's just a consolation prize. If you look at the numbers, we should have won that. We did. Sometimes the results don't go away, but I'm very happy with the performance. Is he? Jack Fletcher, he might be getting a few games then. If he's a hot prospect, Vishal, he might be getting a few cup games. Well, he might be getting league games because at the moment I don't have any players. So what are the press saying about me now? So he takes the scoring approach. Since when did that happen? So the press are saying to me this winger style is what I should be doing. So the two styles, the winger style and the wing-back style, the press is saying that this was entertaining football and this is the way that we should be going. Hey, Blob, how you doing, my friend? I don't know. So I'm going to leave the save to you guys now. I'll leave it in the... I mean, it's still not bad. If you look at what's happening, we're still not doing too bad. In this month, we've played 5, won 3 and drawn 1. Only lost 1, albeit 6-1. So it's still not bad. If we win both of these games now, this month will look really good. So, all right, we're not going to win the Caribou Cup, but I don't think the board care. They're not even judging it. So it doesn't matter. So if you look at what's happening, it's not that bad. So I am going to leave you the save, and you can play it. But what you can't do is come back to me and say, we won the Champions League, but I switched it to a 4-3-3. That is not the point of the save. I could do that as well. You have to stick to this system. And you have to play this system. And you can't switch these, and I did switch them back. You can't switch these to centre backs or ball players because he's not playing them as that. You have to stick to his system. So I will leave it. And if you come back to me and say you won the league and you've been playing this system, I'm going to want to see the tactic. Because this is really hard. I think there's a point to be made for having 2 wingers on attack here. And even this wide centre-back on attack, I don't know if it worked because there weren't enough highlights to actually see. I don't know if it worked. But I do believe that the game is right. We have to take a more attacking approach. So I will leave it to you. You can play with it and just see how hard it is. But you cannot change the formation. It has to be, and these have to be wide centre-backs. You can't change them. And we know that he's playing with a deep-lying forward and he's playing with an advanced playmaker and a shadow striker. So you can't change those either. It's the midfield that you can play with. You can't make these central midfielders because that's not how he's playing. So there are stringent rules if you fancy taking this on. So I will leave the save for you. You can have a play with it. See how hard it is. Okay, that's it for tonight. It's the longest, hardest thing I've had to do in a long time, this. And I've got the same to go with Ipswich tomorrow. Ipswich are not a bad team. They've just bitten off more than they can chew. We should never be in Europe in season 3. And we are. And pleasure, Andy. I just hope it's not too depressing for you guys. It's depressing for me, as it probably is depressing for Amorim. But we are still in and around. We're only 8 points away from Champions League. We're not going to get Champions League, but we can get one of these places. Just got to keep believing in the system that I've come up with. That's all. It's sometimes hard when things are going like this and you don't believe in your system and you want to change it, and I've got to just keep believing in the system. Losing to Crystal Palace will be good. Gets us out of the cup. Because then we can just focus on the things that are important then. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming along. I've got to go to bed now because I don't want to stay up too late and just think about Ipswich tomorrow, which is going to be even worse. I don't know how I'm going to get them out of their bad run. We shall see. Just got to keep believing. Okay, guys, thanks for coming, and appreciate it big time. If you haven't left us a like, give us a like, because it does help the channel. And I'll be back on, what day is it today? Thursday? I think it's Thursday, isn't it? Yeah. I'll be back on Sunday with some more torture. And we have Manchester City on Sunday. We'll play Crystal Palace, Everton, Manchester City, Leicester, Bournemouth. I need to play a system and stick to it. And cheers, guys. I will see you soon. Take care. Be safe. And see you soon.